Welcome everybody to today's StreamYard. Today's topic is the San Diego seller game plan, what to do before listing. So, welcome everyone. I'm Santiago Garin. I'm here today with Leia. We're gonna be talking a lot more to the sellers today on how to prepare their homes, how to be ready to sell. What are some tips? Some things that we can advise to get more out of your home and yeah, complete your goals. So I'll go ahead and get started. So what we kind of want to run down is like a 30, 60, and 90-day plan. Um, so most sellers lose money, before their home even hits Zillow. Um, Today we'll talk about this plan and then whether you're selling next month, next year, being prepared always helps. And then a little planning can just make it so that it's even a quicker sale, less stress, and even like I mentioned, get a little bit more money in your pocket. So why preparation matters? The market has changed. Um, Buyers are being a little bit more picky. During home inspections, they're pointing out a lot more things. Um, the market is tough. So a lot of buyers out there are not necessarily just jumping on any house and, wanting to move in. So um, now there's multiple homes that they could pick. Negotiating is a little bit harder, like I mentioned. Insurance concerns can also play a factor in there, and then affordability, like I mentioned. The economy is moving around, changing, so affordability plays a huge role in there. So sellers who prepare early, though, get strong offers, uh, have fewer inspection issues, like I mentioned, uh, fewer repair requests, uh, have a lot less stress, and then often walk away with a little bit more money. So before 90 days before listing, so I'll go ahead and get started with that. Um, we have Leah in here today, who is the marketing expert here at Pemberley Realty. So Leah, can you maybe give us a little bit on what we do in the marketing end for a home?
Yeah, so you know what, Santi, when it comes to marketing, it doesn't start on the day when the home is goes on the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
The marketing starts weeks or even more before it
Yeah.
active on the market. We prepare the home like the first impressions is really important before going online.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, for the 90-day game plan, the decluttering the property for a better marketing.
Yeah.
So, as the runners or the on our team, we usually check the property first, clean and cluttered spaces so that when it comes to the photograph or video, it looks presentable and much better when we go it or when we present it online.
Yeah. Definitely.
Or even even for scheduling showing a private showing open house, the property is presentable.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I mean, and something that I would advise everyone is if you can meet with your realtor earlier on. So let's say 90 days before you're planning on going on the market. Don't wait until you need to already sell the home. So just try and meet early. Get a pricing strategy. We get to review the local market, what's going on. Um, find ways in which we can improve the value of your home, whether it's with the repairs, repainting, stuff like that. Build a timeline on how things are going to be planned out, and then also avoid spending money on projects that a buyer might not care about. So also, like you mentioned, Leia, decluttering, one of the first things to do. It's one of the most cost efficient things, makes the rooms look bigger and shows a lot. I would focus on removing excess furniture. You did talk about that. Clear countertops, organized closets, clean out the garage, put away personal collections, stuff like this. Buyers buy the space, not stuff. So they want to see what they can put their stuff in. You know. So knock out it. Another point: knock out any small repairs. So some of these that I have here is, you know, leaky faucet, take care of that. Broken outlets, that also helps. Loose handles, cracked tiles, torn screens, and then peeling paint. So these are small problems that can be easily fixed and not that expensive. And these, you know, these little small things can make the buyer, you know, thinks that there might be some bigger issues behind that. So
Mm-hmm.
also another thing that we could review before on, you know, those 90 days before we go on the market is, uh, you know, reviewing insurance concerns. So how's the roof condition? Fire risk, tree clearance, you know, landscaping, is that done? Exterior maintenance, all that type of stuff is very important because the insurance can, you know, impact the buyer's confidence. You know, if they have to go to three separate insurance companies, you know, that might, you know, affect the purchase. And also review your finances. Know, you know, how much the mortgage payoff is going to be. Get an estimated net sheet. You know, so what proceeds you're going to be getting, closing costs, uh, any capital gains questions you might have, get those answered. You know, avoid any surprises once it comes to closing. So that's kind of the first 90 days that I have. Now bumping it to 60 days before listing. Here's where you can get a little bit more, you know, focused and locked in on the property. Some professional cleaning, the deep cleaning especially. Um, Focus on windows, baseboards, ceiling fans, carpets, tiles, kitchen appliances, bathrooms. But also, you know, kind of also touching base with the 90 days, boost up that curb appeal. Um, you know, trim bushes, pressure wash, clean driveway, fresh flowers, paint front door, update house numbers. You know, just first impressions do make a big difference, and it helps out once you're getting showings in the property. Now, another point is staging consultation. Get a stager in there. You may not need a full staging, but simple changes like rearrange your furniture, remove oversized pieces, have good lighting, uh, neutral decor, you know, keep all that. Small adjustments like that also make a huge difference. And then something more important too is start gathering that important information on your property. So if you have any roof receipts from roof work that was done, HVAC maintenance, solar paperwork, most importantly, because
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes could even delay a closing if you're having trouble with the solar either payoff or transfer. Any permits, any work that was done, get those. HOA docs, if possible, and then warranties. Um, this basically, it just helps buyers uh, get things earlier and have a way smoother transaction. So, and then, like I mentioned, after all this cleaning, any repairs, stuff like that, plan for pictures. Uh, you get to
Yes.
talk to us. Yeah, the pictures are very important. The day that's got good weather at the right time, all this stuff. That way we can start marketing before even the listing goes live. Um, I don't know if you have anything to add on our marketing materials that we produce before we go on the market, Leia?
Yeah,
Any-
so on the marketing side, we usually prepare like as you said, the professional photography and video marketing, because the
Mhm.
weather is really important when we click shot on this one. And then also we prepare the social media exposure, the property website, and also we build email
Yeah.
marketing and digital advertising on this one. As you said earlier, first impressions are really important, because most of the buyers are um, they discovered the home online, and then they decided, like, great visuals increase in online engagement. And most of the buyers now they like to scrolling, checking the pictures in the in online in MLS. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay, well, now moving on to 30 days. We went 90, 60, and now 30 days before going on the market. So here's where you really want to make sure you have those pictures taken so that
Mm-hmm.
we can start our marketing material. Like I said, we also do like doing a caravan with our agents. So Um, this is where all agents in the area gather uh, once a week, and then they go walk these properties that are brand new in the market. So being able to have pictures and being able to advertise that to them so that they can bring us some potential buyers is very important. If we can do that that first week that we go live, even better. So on those 30 days, finish any of those small repairs that need to get taken care of. Don't leave stuff like unfinished, because half finished stuff can leave some red flags for the buyers. Um, I know some people might do this, but I mean here in California it's not very common. But having an inspection done beforehand, um, that's something that other states do, but not here in California. Usually we wait for the buyer to do their inspection. But if you can and you have the time, you're more than welcome to. Something I would recommend though is to kind of walk through the home like if you're a buyer. Check it out, walk in, maybe have a family friend or something, stop by a friend and walk it like if they're gonna buy the home, point out things. Would I buy this home? What caught my eye? Does anything smell? What feels outdated? Can I picture myself living here? Stuff like that. Does the flooring look good? All these questions you can ask. Then, of course, pricing strategy, which we would have talked in the 90 days, but also kind of talk about it there. So, we want to make sure that the pricing is not too high, because that's going to be less traffic, more days on the market. Then we're going to have to do price reductions. Then you might get a little lower final sales price. But pricing good, we'll definitely get more showings, stronger offers, and then we have a better negotiation position on it. So um, that's kind of it on the time frame. But moving on to some mistakes that sellers make that we see here at Pemberley Realty is that some of them wait too long. Many sellers, they call and they're like, we need to get this home listed in a week, and usually that has things being rushed. And not saying that we're not efficient, but it's a lot harder on us. And then also getting everything prepared. We might not get repairs taken care of right then and there. So making sure that you talk to your agent early, like make sure you let them know what your situation is, when you want to sell, but give some time. Definitely, that's something important. Also, some mistakes that some sellers make is over upgrading. So don't spend $80,000 on a repair that's gonna only make you 20,000 more on your home. Focus on improvements that are actually gonna pay off. Also, something ignoring today's market. A lot of buyers out there are being more picky, so it is very important to know that and make sure that we're coming out at a good value. Um, Also, choosing an agent, you know, choosing the right agent, that's very important. Our team here in Pemberley Realty, we're a boutique brokerage, and we make sure we take care of you and we get the best for your home value. So make sure you do that. Another mistake some other sellers do is trusting just Zillow. They see their Zillow number and they're like, this is how much I'm gonna make. Zillow usually uses AI and certain factors like that, so you know we can't really just take that into consideration on your home price. So just to kind of wrap up here, the market is a little bit different. Buyers are being a little bit more picky on the homes. Homes are sitting a little bit longer, so making sure that your home is nice and ready is very important. So, and to wrap things up, some few questions that I have for you guys to take home and think about is, what improvements are you thinking about before selling? What are some small things that you can fix? Would you renovate, or would you just sell as is? So that's also a question that you can ask yourself. How long have you been in your home? And then if you sold today, where would you move? That's a good question that if you can put in the comments, I would love to hear that. So that's all I have for you guys today. Leah, I don't know if you have anything else to add.
On my end, just on the marketing side, great marketing is not about simply a listing property. It's about creating a strategy to help the right buyers fall in love with the property.
Definitely, definitely. Well, thank you, Leah. I'll go ahead and put my phone number right here. Feel free to give me a call if you have any questions, comments about the market, what's going on, anything real estate related, we are here to help. I'll go ahead and put Roxanne's number in here. She wasn't here today, but she'll be here tomorrow. And then here's Facebook. You guys can follow us on Facebook. We do have Instagram as well. And then here is our email, so you can reach out to us there. And then for our website, there it is. And then if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to like, subscribe so you guys can see all our upcoming videos with special guests. Tomorrow's a really good video. It's going to be a very interesting topic. So if you guys have time to tune in, please do. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you, Leah. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you guys on the next one.